Hi viewers, welcome to another edition of Marie Clinic Live. How are you today? I'm your host, Marlai Hanover. Thank you so much for joining me today on this edition of Marie Clinic Live. I could not do anything last week. Last weekend I wanted to do the Marie Clinic live last weekend, but the weather was so disruptive. Last weekend there was an hurricane. The wind was so much that the power went off, the internet went off. Thank God that power was restored, but up till now the internet connection has been very erratic. I mean, very erratic, and that's why even today I couldn't do like the full episode. I just felt it won't be nice for me not to do something today, because if I were to go by the connections we have right now, I might not be able to do anything long. So this is going to be very short. I just thought I should, put a word out there. I should encourage someone. I should talk about something, and I should pray with us as well. It's going to be very short. So we are here now. Happy New Month. We are in July already. We thank God for life. It's always a big privilege for us to be alive, to be well, to be ill and healthy. It's always a big privilege. We should not take such privileges for granted. Even this past 1 week that we had the hurricane crisis, some lives were taken. I mean, some people died in the process. Even during the week, I heard news of people who also passed away back home, and I was like, what? I still saw this person like 2 or 3 years ago, before we left, but lo and behold, they said, oh, he's gone. So a lot is happening, that when you have the opportunity to wake up with breath in your nostrils, you should be grateful to God, and you should spend that time judiciously, living for purpose rather than wasting it away. And I just want to talk a little bit about doing something about what you can control, and leaving what you cannot control into the hands of God, who is the only one in control of everything. Now, many of us, left for us, we want to be in control of virtually all the areas of our lives and all aspects of our life, which is good. I mean, it's human to want to be in control of virtually everything. You want everything to be under your control, which is not a bad thing. None of us like surprises. None of us, and I mean negative surprises. Now, none of us like things going out of hand. We want things to be under our control. So you try as much as possible to do your best to see that things are under your control. But this is life. When you see that some other things are not under your control, what do? The things that are not under your control should be handed over to the one who is in control of everything, and who is in control of everyone, who is in control of every heart. I read about someone who said, oh, my husband was going to do a dreadlock on his head, and now he has decided to barb skin because he said headache wanted to finish him. Now, she decided to hand over that situation to the one who is in control of everything, and God went ahead of her, to to change that situation. He knows what to do to change your situation. And there's this song back home that is sing like, Olúwa mọ ohun tí ó ṣe, Jésù mi mọ ohun tí ó ṣe, ẹ̀mí mímọ́ mọ ohun tí ó ṣe o. Táyé mi yóò fi dára. That is, God knows what He will do. The Holy Spirit knows what He will do, to change things, to change situation, to turn my life around. And that is the truth. We may think, oh, this is what should be done to change things. Some of us, we want to fight, we want to throw tantrums, we want to, kick back and talk back and do all sorts. But ultimately, is that what will really change the situation? So the ones you cannot control, why not hand it over to the one who is in control of everything and who is in control of everyone, and he knows what to do to change the face of the whole situation. So the ones you can control, the ones under your control, do the ones you can control. Do your bit about those ones. But the ones you cannot control, leave them to God. Leave them to God. He knows what to do to resolve those issues. He knows what to do to resolve those matters. He knows exactly what to do to bring an end to those crises. A lot is happening right now, back home in Africa, even in developed nations as well. It's just that in developed countries, what we mostly have is natural disasters and like act of God. But back home, we have more of human catastrophes. It's human being that are creating the catastrophes that we are having back home. It's people's action that is causing disruptions and destruction back home. Unlike here where they have systems and structures, and no one can just take over the system and begin to cause disruption and destruction, except for the heart of God or natural disasters. So at times, when we find ourselves in places or in situations whereby we don't have control over what is happening there, talk to God. He knows how to make a way out. He knows how to make a way of escape. And I read recently about one man taking his own life because his means of livelihood, was taken away from him. He said the transport vehicle or so he uses as means of livelihood was seized again by, is it Loma or Lasma or something? I can't remember their names anymore. And because of that, the guy hung himself and killed himself. So a lot is happening. But the thing is, bless you there. But the thing is that what you don't have control over, leave it to God. He knows what to do to surprise you. He is a game changer. He knows what to do to turn the situation around, to change things for your own good. Don't try to kill yourself over trying to make things work or to force things to work. And this also apply in our relationships, in our marriage. You don't force things. At times you allow the situation to play out. And also, we should try as much as possible to equip ourselves at every opportunity that we have. Try not to be dependent on anyone. And I mean anyone. I've seen people in the name of marriage, in the name of parents, in the name of this, in the name of that, overly depend on others. I've seen children that are overly dependent on parents, and when that parent dies or is taken away from them, that child's life is destabilized. They can no longer stand on their own. I've seen wife heavily dependent on husband, and if that husband dies or he leaves or something changes, in the situation. She's thrown under the bus. So many things like that. And that is why, no matter what, try as much as possible to be financially independent, no matter how little it may be. Just make sure that your survival on earth is not solely or mainly dependent on one person. Otherwise, life would be too tough for you to cope with, and we don't pray for that to happen. However, we need to be prepared. We need to live prepared. Use every opportunity well. Try to equip yourself. Have something you can exchange for value, for monetary value. Be economically productive. Have something that is economically viable that can bring you regular flow of income. It is very important we have that. No matter your gender, no matter your status, no matter who you are, try. Even these children that we are raising these days, once they turn into teenagers, start introducing them to work, volunteering, trying to go and do industrial attachment, trying to learn skills, technical skills, vocational skills. Let them know what it means to do work with their hands in exchange for money. It's not too early for them to start. Once they start turning into teenagers, in fact, even before they become teenagers, those trainings have to be in place. Start equipping them. For some, if it's instruments, let them start learning how to play the instrument, because eventually when they grow up, they will find it very useful, very instrumental. We have a little boy. That boy cannot be up to 6 or 7 years old. He plays virtually all the instruments, in the church we attend. And, he started out since when he was 3. His parents encouraged him, and now that he's 7, I think, that boy plays virtually all the instruments, and he plays it well. And in fact, when we have functions, he plays it, and you would think he's an adult playing those instruments. So, and now he hangs with it, even though he's still in school, in elementary, but he hangs when he has the opportunity to play. They try to give him something, which is good, and the mom said, oh, she's saving the money for him. So these children, they are not too young to start earning as well. Let's develop a sense of responsibility. Let's be responsible as adults, even as young adults. Let's be responsible on time, because life has a way of not waiting for us. You just have to meet your needs by time. So being responsible is you being able to meet your needs as they arise, meeting them as they arise. But if you are not able to, then that means you've not developed yourself to that point where those things can be met. So my word for us today is that, please, let's make good use of our time. Let's make good use of the opportunities that come our way. The things within our control, let's do something about it. Let's do what we can do about it, and let's do it well. But those ones outside of our control, let's hand them over to God, and God knows what He will do. To take charge of the situation, to fix the situation, to put you ahead of that situation. He knows what to do to make those mountains skip like rams before you. Whichever way, He knows what to do to turn it around for your own good. So don't go about crying over some of these things. Rather, Be calm, be still, be focused, look inwards, ask questions. What is it that is within my control in this situation? What is it that I can do that is within my control? Which one is outside of my control? Then hand that over to God. The ones within your control, do something about it. Don't wait for God to do that one for you. You should do something about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully, by the time the internet is fully restored, I'll be able to do the proper marriage clinic live. I just had to sit in my workspace, at home to do this for today, and I'm like, let me not let this week pass by without doing anything. Like last weekend, I couldn't even do anything at all, but I'm grateful that today I'm able to do something. So, and I pray that God will continue to keep us, God will continue to keep our children, our home. No evil will befall us. No matter how stormy these storms are, no matter how bad the hurricanes, the natural disasters are, I pray that it will never come near us. Even the crisis going on back home, the hunger, the starvation, so many things. The inflationary trend and all of that, we pray that in the midst of that God will take care of his own. That is our prayer for everyone. Thank you for always joining us. I remain your host, Malaya Hanobuti. Until we meet again.
Marriage Clinic TV.